A standard 2007 US 1-dime coin is worth its face value of 10 cents, as over a billion were minted at the Denver and Philadelphia mints. The coin's value increases significantly only if it is in perfect condition, mint state, especially error coins or ones with a rare mint mark. In 2007, the D Denver and P Philadelphia mint marks were the ones in production. Designer John R. Sanok designed both the obverse front and reversed back of the dime. Composition: the coin is made of a copper core sandwiched between layers of a copper-nickel alloy. Minting: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and Denver Mint D, both produced dimes in 2007. Mintage: over a billion dimes were minted at the Denver Mint alone, making them common. The dime, in United States usage, is a 10-cent coin, 1/10 of a United States dollar, labeled formally as 1 dime. After the half-dime became 5 cents in 1873, the dime is now the only United States coin, in general circulation, that is not denominated in terms of dollars or cents. 1 dime, 2007 Roosevelt. Known varieties: variety satin finish, Philadelphia Mint, mintage issued 895,628, included in total. Variety satin finish, Denver Mint, mintage issued 895,628, included in total. Variety proof, San Francisco Mint, mintage issued 1,384,797, included in total. Variety silver proof, San Francisco Mint, mintage issued 677,996. Material 0.900 silver. Details: 2.5 grams of 90% silver. The denomination exists since the introduction of U.S. currency. It was initially a larger silver coin, then a smaller coin, which went through several transformations of the design, the last of which was the Mercury dime 1916 to 1945. The Roosevelt dime was introduced as a silver coin in 1946, shortly after the death of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, and features his portrait on the obverse, designed by John R. Sanok. The reverse shows a torch in the center, representing liberty, flanked by an olive sprig representing peace, and one of oak symbolizing strength and independence. The design as a whole is symbolic of the victorious end of World War II. In 1965, the denomination was debased to its current composition. While retaining the same design, the coin has an outer layer of copper, 75% copper, and 25% nickel, bonded to an inner core of pure nickel, to a total of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It has been issued with no change ever since. Dimes issued in 2007 have now been in circulation for 18 years. Mint mark, total mintage: Denver Mint letter D 1,012,895,628 1.0 billion. Philadelphia Mint letter P 995,895,628 995.9 million. San Francisco Mint letter S 1,384,797 1.4 million. Obverse inscription: Liberty, in God We Trust, to 007. Within a plain rim, the obverse of the coin shows the portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, facing left. The designer's initials, JS4, John said, are below the neck truncation of the portrait. To the right of that, and much larger, the date of issue, 2007. Around left in large letters, the inscription, Liberty. On 2 lines below left, the national motto, In God We Trust. The mint mark is a letter placed below the neck truncation of the portrait and to the right. Over the last digit of the date, mint marks this year are D for the Denver Mint, P for the Philadelphia Mint, or S for the San Francisco Mint, proof only. Reverse inscription: United States of America, 1 dime. Within a plain rim, the reverse of the coin shows a torch in the center, representing liberty, flanked by an olive sprig, representing peace, and one of oak symbolizing strength and independence. The design as a whole is symbolic of the victorious end of World War II. Around, above, in large letters, the inscription United States of America. Separated from this by 2 dots. Around below are the value and denomination, 1 dime, interrupted by the torch in 2 branches. Horizontally in the lower half of the design is the motto, E pluribus, unum out of many. 1 signifying unity in diversity. Edge milled edge inscription none. Philadelphia Mint, 995 million. Circulation coins, plus 895,628, with satin finish. Denver Mint, 1,012 million. Circulation coins plus 895,628, with satin finish. The San Francisco Mint struck only proof coins this year. Standard circulation, a 2007 dime in typical circulated condition, is worth 10 cents. Uncirculated coins, especially those in original packaging, are worth more than face value, but still relatively low. Typically a few cents to $1. Error coins, rare errors can have higher value, but 2007 dimes are not known for many rare errors. Collector value, a 2007 dime is only valuable to collectors if it's a high uncirculated specimen, and there are no known rare errors for this year.
A 1982 U.S. 5-cent Jefferson nickel is generally worth its face value, but uncirculated examples, especially those with full step, FS, strike quality, can be worth upwards of $200 to several $1,000s, depending on the mint mark, P or D, and condition. Circulated versions are worth 10 to 20 cents, while higher-grade, uncirculated coins can reach 165s, with top-tier examples commanding significantly more. The United States 5-cent coin, written as 5C, is a unit of currency equaling 1/20th of a United States dollar. The denomination is commonly known as a nickel. The Jefferson nickel has been the 5-cent coin, abbreviated as 5C, struck by the United States Mint since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. From 1938 until 2004, the copper-nickel coin's obverse featured a profile, depiction of founding father and third, U.S. President Thomas Jefferson by artist Felix Schlag. The obverse design used in 2005 was also in profile, though by Joe Fitzgerald. Since 2006, Jefferson's portrayal, newly designed by Jamie Franke, faces forward. The coin's reverse is still the Schlag original, although in 2004 and 2005 the piece bore commemorative designs: mint, mint mark, total mintage, Denver mint letter, D373726 and 544, 373.7 million, Philadelphia mint letter, P292 355,000, 292.4 million, San Francisco mint letter S, 3,857 479, 3.9 million. Where to find mint marks? Philadelphia, P or no mint mark. The 1982 Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint does not have a P mint mark, but collectors can distinguish it by its lack of a mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. On the 1982 D nickel, the D mint mark is located on the obverse, front, side of the coin between the date and the bust of Thomas Jefferson. San Francisco, S mint mark. The 1982 S coin was only issued in proof sets for collectors and bears an S mint mark. Full steps designation. The full steps, FS designation, refers to the clear striking of the steps on the Monticello building on the coin's reverse, a sharply defined set of steps on uncirculated coins significantly increases their collector value. Obverse. The obverse of the coin shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, 1743-1826, the third, President of the United States, 1801-1809, facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Below the shoulder truncation, the designer's initials FS, for Felix Schlag. Around left, the motto, "In God We Trust." Around right, the inscription, Liberty is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1982, the mint mark of the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint, or the San Francisco Mint, is a small letter D, P or S respectively, located to the right of the portrait, below the last numeral of the date. Reverse. Surrounded by a plain rim, the reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto, E pluribus unum, from Latin, out of many, one. Around below, in larger letters, the legend, United States of America. Condition, grade. The biggest factor is how well preserved the coin is. Coins with minimal wear and clear details are worth more. Check for a mint mark. Look on the coin's reverse side for a small D. Denver, or no mint mark, Philadelphia. Examine the steps. Look closely at the steps on the reverse side of the coin. The clearer and more defined they are, the higher the value. Assess the overall condition. Circulated, worn, scratched, or damaged coins are worth close to 10 to 20 cents. Uncirculated, coins with no wear and a mint luster can be worth $165 or more. The value of a standard circulation, 1982 USA 5-cent coin, Jefferson nickel, typically ranges from 0.05 face value to about 0.20 USD in circulated condition. The price in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh is contingent on local market demand for foreign collectible coins, but its value as a regular coin is very low. Pakistan, PKR. A typical circulated coin would be worth approximately 14 PKR to 56 PKR, based on exchange rates for 0.05, 0.20 USD. India, INR. A typical circulated coin would be worth approximately 4 INR to 17 INR, based on exchange rates for 0.05, 0.20 USD. Bangladesh, BDT. A typical circulated coin would be worth approximately 5 BDT to 22 BDT, based on exchange rates for 0.05, 0.20 USD. For coins in exceptional, professionally graded condition, the value can be significantly higher in all three countries. Among serious coin collectors, the best place to determine an exact price is through local, numismatic, coin collecting associations, or coin dealers who can physically assess the coin.
This coin is USA 1 penny, so let's go we are. Discuss about this coin value, price and history details in deeply. Don't skip this video. This video is very informative on 1980. US penny is generally worth its face value of 1 cent, but some uncirculated coins in high grades or those with rare mint errors can be worth significantly more, with some examples in pristine condition fetching higher values from collectors, while those with double dies or other defects can also command premiums. 1980 Lincoln Memorial. The United States 1-cent coin, often called a penny, from the British coin of the same name, is a unit of currency equaling 1/100th of a United States dollar. The cent symbol is, it has been the lowest value physical unit of U.S. currency since the abolition of the half-cent in 1857. The earliest 1-cent coins were large and made of copper. Their designs changed relatively often. There were 3 different types in 1793 alone: the flowing hair chain cent, the flowing hair wreath cent, and the Liberty cap cent. the latter issued until 1796, after which came the draped bust type 1796 to 1807, the so-called classic head cent 1808 to 1814, and the coronet cent, also known as Liberty Head 1816 to 1857. When a large copper coin became impractical, an alternative was sought. The Flying Eagle cent was a transitional smaller type, struck between 1856 and 1858 in copper nickel. This design was short-lived and was replaced by the Indian head type in 1859, initially also in copper nickel until 1864, then bronze. In 1909, the Lincoln cent was introduced to mark the centenary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This was the first time when an actual person, and not an abstract symbol such as liberty, was depicted on American coins. The obverse of the coin shows a portrait of Abraham Lincoln by Victor David Brenner. The original reverse showed the value surrounded by wheat stalks. It was superseded in 1959 when the Lincoln Memorial design was introduced to mark 150 years since Lincoln's birth. This second design was issued to 2008 in bronze until 1982, then in copper-plated zinc. 2009 was marked by the introduction of a new design for the denomination. Obverse. The obverse of the coin, surrounded by a plain rim, shows the bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. In tiny infused letters on the shoulder truncation, the designer's initials VDB for Victor David Brenner. Around above, the inscription "In God We Trust." To the left of the bust, Liberty. To the right of the bust and slightly lower, the date of issue, 1980. Below the date, the mint mark, if any. Coins struck by the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. Mint marks this year can be D for the Denver Mint or S for the San Francisco Mint. Reverse. The reverse of the coin is surrounded by a plain rim. At center, the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. A tiny figure at the center of it represents the statue of Abraham Lincoln. In small letters to the right of the steps, the designer's initials FG for Frank Gasparro. Around above, the legend United States of America, the value and denomination. 1 cent are around below. Above the monument on 2 lines, the motto E pluribus unum. Translated from Latin, out of many one. U.S. 1 penny is generally worth 1 cent unless it's in pristine, uncirculated condition or an unrecorded error coin, which might fetch a few dollars to potentially hundreds for rare varieties like a double die. Look for the D mint mark, Denver, or no mint mark, Philadelphia. For common examples, while ACC or S, mint mark would indicate a rarer San Francisco or Carson City issue, though these are not typical for 1980. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Pros, very common, millions were produced. Cons, low value unless in perfect condition. Denver, D mint mark. Pros, still common, easily found. Cons, little to no premium for circulated coins. Pros, can be worth a few dollars to over $100 for gem examples. Cons, requires professional grading to confirm condition. Check the mint mark. Look on the date for a D, Denver, or no letter, Philadelphia. Examine condition, assess for wear. Uncirculated coins have original luster. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the date and lettering. Consult a price guide. Use resources like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Circulated condition, pennies from 1980 that have been in circulation, are very common and typically have little to no collector value beyond their 1 cent face value. Uncirculated condition, an uncirculated 1980 penny in mint state, MS, can be worth a few cents to a few dollars. For example, An MS-65 grade coin might be valued around $14, while an MS-66 could be $15, $25. High grades, pennies and exceptionally high grades, such as MS-67RD, red, are very difficult to find and can sell for $100 to $150 or more. An extreme example, an MS-68 grade coin, once sold for $8,000. Mint mark. Look for a mint mark, a small D for Denver, or no mark for Philadelphia under the date. The mint mark was for proof coins and some circulating coins, which also exist. Condition. The better the coin's condition, lack of wear, scratches, or discoloration, the more it is potentially worth. Presence of errors. Carefully examine the coin for any signs of the errors mentioned above, especially the double die obverse. A 1980 U.S. penny is generally worth its face value of 1 cent, though uncirculated examples or those with specific mint marks, D or S, can fetch slightly more and rare. Perfectly preserved specimens, MS-67RD+, can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, with a unique MS-68 Rhode potentially being worth $8,000 according to some guides.
The vast majority, however, are common copper-plated zinc coins with little to no collectible premium. Composition. The 1980 penny is 95% copper and 5% zinc. Mintage. A huge mintage of over 7.4 billion coins from the Philadelphia Mint. Making most common. Designer. The obverse front was designed by Victor D. Brenner, and the reverse back by Frank Gasparo. Transition. 1982 was the final year for the traditional copper penny, with the U.S. Mint switching to copper-plated zinc in 1982. What to look for? Mint mark. Check for a D Denver or S San Francisco. Mint mark below the date, though these are also common. Condition. The key factor is its condition, specifically the color rode for red and lack of wear. Errors. Errors like the 1983 double die reverse are what significantly increase value, but the 1980 doesn't have a prominent error of that type. How to sell. Professional grading. For potentially high-value coins, submit them to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Auction houses. High-grade examples are typically sold through specialized auction houses.